it's growing. It's only growing, right? That you had one athlete that was just banned for life from Major League Baseball, but they didn't even start that investigation until March, and this happened 2 years ago. So if this is what happened 2 years ago, before betting really took off in sports, what do y'all think is going to happen 2 years from now? What do you think they're going to find out that's happening right now? Right now, right now. If you got a bunch of high testosterone, 20-something-year-old men with millions of dollars in the bank. That betting culture, that gambling culture is huge in that space. I mean, it's huge. So it's a disaster waiting to happen. A lot of people's lives are going to be ruined. And what happens too is that sometimes when people fall so deep in that economic hole, they like that kid with Robin Hood. He fell so deep in the economic hole, he just killed him. He just took his own life. Because you get to that point of hopelessness. Go back. I want y'all to go and read how many stories there are. One day, if you get bored, go search for all the stories that there are about people doing really drastically horrible things because they'd fallen so deeply into debt from betting, from gambling too much. Go look and see. There are men who have killed their entire families. There are, and it's usually men, unfortunately. Women have their own vices. We know these things, right? But most of these stories involve men. Maybe they took their own life because they're thinking, oh, if I'm not here, then everyone will be better off, and they can get the insurance money, just whatever. And so the point of the matter is basically to say, just be really careful about this stuff. Make sure your sons are just conscious about these things. And then let me just finish off this part of the discussion with the story that really got me thinking hard about this. So when I was in Syracuse, I got that first job making good money. I went to a car dealer and I was looking for a car, and there was a guy who was driving the car around with me. Um, who was just kind of explaining to me, the car and everything else. And we got to talking, and he was older. He was like maybe 78 years old, and I was 31 at the time. And I remember I just asked him. I said, "So you going to retire at some point? Like, do you like working? Like, why do you work so much?" And he said, "Well, I had $500,000 in my retirement account." And I said, "Well, what happened?" He said, "It's all at the casino. I lost every penny of it at the casino." And I remember thinking, this is so sad because this old man has to work until he dies because because he blew all his money at the casino. And I remember at that moment thinking, I never want to be in that situation. I never want to be in a situation that is so bad that I can't fix it, or where I'm just so old that it's too hard to start over. It's very depressing to be. So one of the benefits of consciousness, and the reason we do economic consciousness every morning, is if you're conscious, then you can be 35 years old and imagine being 85.